Okay. Wireless. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, we're back. My gosh, YouTube was down. Thank you, Potato. Potato saving the day. Saving the day there. Cool. All right. We'll put that in the corner. Sweet. Thank you, Potato, for helping me. All right, we're working on simulated data so that we can quickly just run a bunch of frickin' numbers through it and just make sure that the math is behaving the way we want to. I found out that this is, yes, thanks, Potato. Yeah, I found out that this is actually really useful before I even go on to live WebSocket data or backtesting, that you can actually kind of work out all the kinks before you push it live. And you can actually get a good idea of how the math will behave if you run simulated data through it. So that is kind of what we're trying to perfect here. We're testing out individual features here. And we're trying to get like the monoticity, all these different aspects to it. And yeah, it is a good little project if you're doing, this is definitely gonna be part of my workflow, is like iterate first with simulated data and then move on to historical data and all that stuff. But yeah, the sim data is really OP. Can you explain why Israel is so prominent? I honestly just think that I don't know, people are trying harder than you. At the end of the day, the Israelis are trying harder than you. Most of everything is just like, are you trying to do it? Right? And they're trying. They're trying hard. Okay? So try harder. Every time I see your live, you copy it. Yeah, exactly. That's why I do, I code in English. So I'm like the new sort of coding person where I bring AI in the loop of everything. Creating the code, reading the data. I try to remove myself as much as possible from the workflow. I'm just kind of the agent when it comes to doing this. So this is a full ChatGPT 5 workflow iteration loop thing. So that's how you get ahead nowadays, is you get AI in the loop. And yeah. But it's not that I'm not learning anything, this is my workflow. It's not for everyone. I don't use Claude Code because it's not actually good for what I'm doing here. It's too slow, too much agentically thinking. It's just not built for what I need. GPT-5 is the perfect tool here because I have just access to the raw model and the raw intelligence. How long do I spend debugging? It depends on the challenge, but the error message is a part of the workflow. So if I'm doing like a fully new custom code, I expect the error to come out. It's really not that, it's just like 3 or 4 times you iterate with it and it'll, but with this math stuff, you do end up iterating a lot because the math is very finicky, particularly when it comes to quant dev workflows. So yeah, apparently I don't know anything, so you can just swipe away. You don't need to stick around. I know nothing, I'm worth nothing. This is nothing. How many months of tests for a strategy to be successful? The more data, the better. The more data you can put through it, the better. Yeah, so we're free-threaded here, guys. We're actually using all of the CPU up, mostly. Yeah, it's nice. It's finally. These workflows are really quick now. Well, there's just a copy pasting rather than just trying to work with A instead of. It's completely different to a lot of people. If you're traditionally used to just typing out the code, thinking about it, this is completely different. Yeah, it's okay. Don't use GPT. Don't use AI, dude. Just don't use it. It's okay. You make money with Algo? No money has been made just yet. This is we're kind of in the process of getting there. I have my AWS EC2 instance actually the cheapest one, and we're gonna run latency tests on my brokerage or Hyperliquid, and we're going to launch some algorithms on AWS, and we're gonna see how well a T3A Nano instance can handle algorithms. So do you input your prompt, did you then use that in your IDE? Yeah, I'll prompt GPT-5 to give me the full code file, and then I'll test it, get whatever the terminal says. It's just kind of copy pasting back and forth. Hey, I've been trying to figure out how to use Python to extract Reddit comments. It's gonna be a little harder because there's probably it's like a web scraping thing. You could definitely do it. I'm just telling you, ChatGPT for knowing all this to make $10 a trade. Actually, you can scale up more than $10. When do you use the test of Algo? Yeah, we're testing okay, so an algorithm is made up of features, and different features kind of target different market pressures. So we're testing each feature individually before we build out the algorithm and put it together. That's kind of the best workflow here. It looks like we reduced our data. Where? Where do I test it? What do you mean? Oh, where do I trade? Is that what you guys are asking? I trade on Hyperliquid, AsterDex, mostly crypto dexes. I have IBKR and Alpaca Finance. Those are my traditional brokerages. Why don't you use GPT-5 and ID? I do have Codex right here. I have Codex. Yep, I have it. I'll get it up and running. I don't use it because it's just quicker, and I'm so used to just using the user interface. It can be useful for. It could be useful for some larger projects when I get more code in there, and I don't want to have to output all the code. I'll have diffs, the git diffs, and I'll Codex for sure. Claude code is, I don't know. Claude in itself is just not useful for quant work, but for web dev stuff, it's pretty useful. Cool, dude. OpenAI. What is the Hyper platform? Oh, Hyperliquid. So it's Hyperliquid. Here it is. It's just a crypto exchange. Yeah, it's got good volume. It's a perfect place for me to algo trade. So I have a Japanese EC2 instance to target that exchange as well as the other crypto exchanges. How much will I charge for the app? It's not really an app. Okay, there. Codex is back up and running. I don't need to use it right now. It's not really an app, guys. It's just software. This will change. Like this code file will change. How long did it take you to learn quantitative algebra? To get this far and experiment with a bunch of code, it's taken me like 3 months to spin up this well. Especially with AI, but I kind of had a broader knowledge of the financial market before that. So I've been like trading since 2017. So I had a kind of an understanding of what I wanted, but the whole quant dev with software is just completely different. So I've been working this project live on social media for 3 months. So I'm just kind of documenting everything. Any software, so I've been AI coding since 2022. So I'm very familiar with this workflow I have here. I've been using AI every single day since 2022 to code. So, I'm trying to do this, what's it called? Entrepreneurially. I'm not really trying to do this for corporate. Yeah. I do want to do this entrepreneurially, not really corporate style. When you go to these corporate firms, you're not able to fully express yourself in the way that I'm doing here. I would not be able to show you this if I was working at a corporation. This is like some of the most secretive work that people work on. And yeah, I'd rather be able to share it with you guys, be able to do it live. Not have anything, no strings attached, all that stuff. I'm trying to inspire people to do the same thing. I'm in the Air Force. I'm getting out in January. So I'm in the military. That's the biggest corporation in the world. No, but I've worked at a publicly traded company before this. That was more of like a startup vibe. But yeah, the most corporate is like, I guess in the Air Force, but it's like that's extreme corporate. No, I'm enlisted. I do have my bachelor's, so I should have commissioned, but it's all good. As long as I'm quant deving, guys, I'm good to go. But yeah, currently the Air Force right now. Pushing this full time, hopefully soon. All right, so we're iterating on the script. We're running simulated data through individual feature engineering maths. We will see how they behave, get a little bit of a unified report here. Something happened with my report where it didn't actually output all of the math I needed, so. But yeah, this is a very, very useful tool, guys. Using simulated data is great. Because before I was really focused on using like WebSocket data and obviously historical data, which is still a part of my workflow, but this sim data lets me work out all the bugs real quick. It's actually great. And it makes sense, like, yeah. Now I do want to perfect this to the where it's like, I have the best simulated data that's the most accurate. So I might end up reworking this more, but we're just trying to get a rough idea how well this works. I also do want to work on this project, but okay. I'm gonna open it, but I hope it doesn't expose. No. Okay, that wasn't anything. Okay. That was just a config file, that's no big deal. Haha, you didn't get anything, guys. It's scary working with all this stuff. All right, I am very new to working with EC2 instances. I was learning yesterday, so this is like basically 2 days into this thing. I will open up, I don't know if you guys have ever launched an EC2 instance, but yesterday was like the most annoying thing. You launch an EC2 instance and it has this old version of Linux, so you have to go into the web interface. Yeah, we're vibe coding. You have to go in the web interface and then you have to sudo update the AWS Linux version in order for you to even SSH back into it. You know, you live and learn, and a lot of these things, these workflows are just not, you just gotta do it. And you gotta work with AI, and that's like the main skill that I kind of preach here is like, you can do anything with AI, and AI was there along the way. Obviously, it didn't know what was going on, but all right, let's get AWS. But yeah, I'm excited to see what my latency is on AsterDex and Hyperliquid. I'm going to perfect the optimization for these small little EC2 instances. It probably cost me like 25 cents a day to run these instances. So, cool. All right, I'm just gonna keep that over there. I don't want to bring it over here just so y'all are messing with my instance, dog. You can't be messing with my AWS. All right, well, we can have it over here, actually. Okay, so we are in. I don't think you have my account ID is going to really, well, we'll see what happens, dude. The worst you could do is 25 cents a day, so. We'll have that in the background. Yeah, so let us think about what we can, actually, wait, I have no idea how to do this. Ideally, I want to work with this in VS Code. So I'm pretty sure I do this, I click Hyperliquid. This should work. Why is my keyboard so loud? It's probably slamming with my big chonky fingers, dude. Yeah, this is the new free-threaded version of Python. Honestly, it's a game changer for Python workflows. Currently, I'm using no dependencies, pure Python. It's ASMR for you. Y'all are just coming here for me typing on my keyboard, aren't y'all? Y'all are savages. Okay. Am I in? It looks like it's connected. I don't know. This took me a long time yesterday, and if I'm connected, I'm gonna be pretty happy. We'll see if the terminal pops up here. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. The because metrics didn't finish. Okay. Yeah. So, okay, it's reconnecting. I don't know. I don't know if this is really working. There's definitely something up with my connection to the instance. Now I don't know. I do know a little bit about Linux, and I'm pretty sure I need to get like these. I just don't know the best way and the most optimized way to get Python 3.14t on this. I'm pretty sure there's some Python version already on here. I'm very limited with my resources on this shell or this instance. I think I have like half a gig of RAM, 2 cores. I think it's an AMD. Honestly, maybe I should run a. I have the. What's up? Yeah. I'm working hard, guys. Like I'm trying to think about how to do the EC2 instance, and we're doing the sim data project at the same time. So we're working hard. I'm working hard for y'all to show you the best quant dev workflows that are the most modern and work the best with AI. Now it's definitely a challenge getting this AWS thing up. The EC2 instances are new to me. But once you learn the skills that I've learned, you can honestly tackle any sort of coding thing. So I'm gonna tackle the Linux kernel. We're gonna figure out why SSH is not working. What is the cheapest AI to buy for $20 a month? GPT-5. That's the best one. You can do so much with just that, and that's what I'm using right now. $20 a month plan. For $20 a month, the amount of code and the things I've learned would it just wasn't possible before. Yeah, and you can use Codex, right? Like I have Codex right here. I don't run it that much. So I've never hit any limitations. I kind of use it like I used to use this right here, the Copilot. It's like if I have a bunch more code, like right now I'm working with a single script, too easy for me to just get AI to output it. But if I have like 30 files here, then sometimes I'll use Codex to be like, hey, changed a little bit of code right here. But Codex is GPT-5. So that's part of the subscription. Yeah, Dong, you just start working this stuff, guys. I didn't know it either, and I've learned along the way. what about your project? Yeah, my project right now is a simulated, so it's an individual feature engineering research script that uses sim data in order to quickly iterate and debug the math before I move that math forward to a trading algorithm. Start working with AI. Start doing, if you feel like you want to do this type of workflow, the quant dev workflow, honestly, you'll learn a bunch about data research, you'll learn about websites, you'll learn so much, you'll touch so many aspects of coding, and you'll learn a bunch about Python, you can do it in Rust. You can do so much with just this sort of, with this workflow. Do some web dev stuff, right? Like do it all. Just start running code, guys. Like it's, what advice would you recommend? Yeah, just start running code. Algo trading or quantitative trading? Isn't that it's like, you know, what's really the difference there, guys? Is quantitative trading, it is algo trading, but it's also quant trading. I'm using software to make trades, guys. Like, what would be better? Orsky, I never really thought about it, but I feel like those are very similar. What a shrewd trader filled with perspicacity. Perspicacity? Ooh, that's a hard one. Perspicacity. I don't even know if you spelled that right, dude. All right, we got the data here. Woo. Woo woo. No, I use only custom backtest scripts. I don't use these Vector BT Pro, all this stuff, because I'm using the newest version of Python, and I actually create my own custom binary files. ZSTD is the standard nowadays. So I'll make my own custom backtest scripts that use the free threaded version of Python. None of those scripts will work well. I can't use NumPy. I can use NumPy, but I don't. Makes it more difficult. I don't use pandas. Fully zero dependency. Quant trading, I'd say, is more leaning to deep research, but AI algos is more on statistics. Yeah, don't try and narrow it down. It's literally quant dev, okay? It does it all. Quant dev encompasses all of the things that you're thinking about. And you should be touching on every aspect of this stuff because that's how you make it better trading. What's up, Anonymous? All right, let's see. All right. Let's see. Are we good? All right, we'll iterate a couple more times on this. Yeah, we're not going to use DeepSeek here. Oh yeah, I wanted to figure out how to. All right, what do I say here? We're connected via the web browser, which works, but I'm not able to connect via VS Code, which is an issue. All right, well, all right, I have the Cloud Shell open for my T3 Nano, for my T3 Nano instance. Yeah. I need help. You know what? We'll try some things here. How do I connect to TikTok? Via the this app, TikTok Live Studio. Woo, there it is. There it was. You saw it. I'm trying to develop a descaling algorithm to automatically lose my money for me Wait, what? To automatically lose money for you? Too easy, dude. Just have like some random algorithm, have ChatGPT just whip up an algorithm, launch it live, and it should lose you money pretty quickly. No, I have no idea. Maybe you weren't, you want specific algorithms to execute trades. So I know, transfer it to me. What do you need, Jay? Thanks for the roses, my man. So I know a lot of sophisticated traders, if they're trading with a lot of money, they'll have sophisticated execution strategies. So they don't just simply click market buy. They'll have an algorithm market buy give you money. It's all internet coins digital value. Have you ever tried NAN? I've been thinking about how to use the new GPT, the OpenAI version of NAN, like the agent SDK, I'm pretty sure it's called. I've been thinking about how I could implement those workflows. Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, imitate the trades I make myself, which are statistically unprofitable. Wait, what? I don't know what you're looking for. Yeah, but is there any live Parrot OS on TikTok? No, I'm pretty sure you can only get the TikTok Live Studio via Windows 11. I don't know what you're asking, Ronnie. Ronnie, if you want to lose money, just continue going. No, I don't know what you're saying. There are sophisticated, like if you're a manual trader and you're trading with a lot of money, you'll want some algorithms to execute for you. Can someone make quant profitable as a hobby if they aren't working for? Yeah, Yams, that's exactly what I'm doing here, guys. I'm trying to show you that it is possible. I'm pretty darn experienced. So I've been working this with AI probably for a year now. I know every single workflow that will get me to being profitable. I'm co-locating a server right now on AWS. So I'm doing literally everything you would need to do to get profitable. So I have literally an EC2 instance running in Tokyo right now. I'm going to optimize my trading algorithm to run on the cheapest version of EC2. No, see, this is really key, having that latency to the exchange, and it really just takes, so that's what we're trying to do right now, is we're trying to do latency. We're trying to measure our latency when it comes to this EC2 instance, and that's kind of where you get the advantage, which most people or most like algo traders are really trying to do, reduce the latency. That's like their main goal. As retail, there's different strategies, but I feel like this is gonna just get me to the next level versus just using my retail internet. But you can definitely do it. Like it's definitely possible, guys. No, what I'm saying is using Kali, I want to learn Parrot OS on TikTok Live. You're not gonna learn you're really not gonna learn anything sophisticated on TikTok Live. If you want to learn something, you're gonna have to go out and be self-motivated to learn something on your own. Use AI. If you want to learn your Parrot OS, I don't know what that is. No, I've learned literally everything from talking to AI in the chat interface. You guys, this is the trick to everything. I am going to make my own course, by the way, but I don't have anything out just yet. I'm just gonna teach people how to do what I do. But at the end of the day, I use AI to learn everything. And that's gonna be the #1 source of education that you should learn how to do. So I literally just talk to it. That's your best education there. Yeah, you're literally just going to use it. So what you need to learn is the overall concept of how to get a profitable trading algorithm launched. And that's going to revolve around you testing the math with data, either simulated data, historical data, or live WebSocket data. Those are usually the main 3 sources of data. You're going to basically do a ton of research. A lot of quant deving is just researching math. Hey, what's up, Elisa Levy? Basically do a bunch of research. I forgot what I was talking about, actually. What's up, dude? Team quant in the house. All right. Let's, hold on. Oof, GPT-5, bad. Bad GPT-5. What, do you tie? #1 row null byte. What? What are you saying? All right. All right, my EC2 instance. I need to figure that out, guys. This is super exciting though. So, do you recommend any course related to vibe coding? Yeah, before I sell you a course, guys, I have a YouTube video walking you through my workflow. You can watch it here. So actually, I record all my lives, so you can go into the live tab here and kind of see what I've been up to for over 3 months. Those are really long videos. This was my first attempt at kind of teaching people my workflow. So this I really do lay it out, like kind of talk about the my process. So if you can kind of learn from this video, that's basically all you would really need. Obviously, this is like an AI trading algo. I'm pretty sure I was using, this is already old to me, so I was using the old version of Python, but let me get my channel here. There it is. Yep. Yeah, guys, just go ahead and go to my YouTube. I will be putting free education videos out there, so. Oh, well, I did something weird here. Well, all right, I'll figure that out later. I have some like videos lined up. Yeah, I've never heard of Parrot OS, guys. I will quickly look it up and just get... is a free open source Debian-based GNU Linux distribution designed for security experts, developers, and people conscious. Oh, I don't care about the privacy, guys. That's the issue. So it's probably not for me. At the end of the day, nothing's really that secure. All right, accessing my SSHing into this thing is becoming an issue. Yeah, I might have to work this offline, guys, because I'm kind of exposing a bunch of things revolving around that EC2 instance, so I'll probably not do that right now. That's the issue. That's my biggest issue, is not exposing my EC2 instance to the internets. So I'll probably work that offline. Actually, I can do a couple things here from the... what can... I mean, I could do everything. I want... what's my GitHub profile? Yep, right here. Me when I lie. What? use Mobux term? What is that for? Ellie, your new name is Ellie. Okay. Is that for the EC2 instance, Ellie? Mock sub term? Because that is I'm gonna SSH. What is that? Mobox term. Ah, okay. Yeah. So you're tracking. It's an SSH profile manager. Interesting. I do have the AWS like the thing here, the extension, and I have like everything set up basically. It was just yesterday I had to sudo update the EC2 instance because it was on like an old version of AWS Linux. It's an MCP. What percent of devs do you think use chat? Oh, if you're not using ChatGPT and you're in the coding space, you'll just get left behind. Because it's just the most overpowered tool. As an MCP, I don't know. All right. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. I'm pretty sure I have all this stuff over here, but is that skidding? Using GPT-5, if you think it's skidding, then it's okay. Like, most of code is skidding. A lot of, like, even using React or like third-party libraries would be considered skidding, right? What is, in your opinion, one of the easiest and cheapest VPS to set up for? Yeah. So if you're trying to co-locate an algorithm near an Exchange server via like AWS or Oracle or whatever cloud you're using, I'm using T3 Nano instance. It's an EC2 instance. It's 1 penny per hour. So it's like 25 cents a day to run it. So that is the cheapest. I'm using the cheapest EC2 instance. I'll let you know how it goes. I'm day 2 into setting it up. What's a better way to watch you, bro? Yeah, Cali Planet. You can watch me live on YouTube. Here's the link. I look a little different. See, I'm in the corner here. This is a full HD stream on YouTube. Yeah. Here's my YouTube profile. I go live on both platforms for this exact reason, because sometimes people want to actually read the code and, you know how it is. They want a little bit better. Okay. I have perfect monoticity for momentum 60 seconds. Number 1, woo woo. We're getting incredible results, guys. I do this day in and day out. I don't know about this net bips. This is +7. Okay, truly dominant. All right. This could be really skewed, but actually the monoticity is, that's what we're looking for. We're not really looking for bips here because this is like fake data. Okay, so within like all of these individual feature engineering maths, I have one that's really good. So we'll basically extract that, run a whole fresh new batch, be like, hey, this math was doing really well. We'll keep this for later. So we're building out the ingredients to the recipe. I like to think of it as that. A trading algorithm is almost like a recipe. You need a bunch of different ways to measure market pressure, and certain math kind of work together in synchronicity. So I'm just gonna grab all my best ingredients and then build out a recipe later. But yeah, that's kind of the main goal here. So we're testing a bunch of math in parallel. Cali Planet, you can see on the side, click it when. Oh yeah, you can also go horizontal on TikTok. Some people's internet is not good enough for the horizontal, and it's kind of still blurry. I don't know, but you got 2 options, guys, to watch the code and figure out, see if I expose anything here. What's going on here? Making much of, I have to play with, I get like 5K ready to go, make plays. Is there any advice you could possibly give me as far as that goes? See, people need my advice. This guy's struggling. I tell him, learn with AI and learn to code with AI. That's the best. What interface are you using with Python architecture? What interface? I mean, the VS Code is my interface? What does that mean? I see, thanks. I'm a senior CS, want to go to cybersecurity. Oh, he's senior in, okay. Janish. What your next step should be is use AI to make a bunch of cool projects. Show that you're skilled as essentially a full developer. That's where cybersecurity is going, is essentially you're going to be using AI to just basically be a full coder. Everyone needs to learn how to use AI. That's going to be your main goal. Learn how to use AI to do the most sophisticated workflows. I don't see the YouTube links. Where did you post them? Oh, I got you. Here it is. So this is my channel. So it's just my name, guys. You could always just search Dylan Siegel. And every platform is there. So that's and then you can also go directly here. So it's going to be in the chat. Yeah, just learn to use AI, guys. That's going to be the skill. Because I see what's going on with AI and how I'm using it. It's like everyone needs to learn how to use AI. You need to become essentially a super developer where you know everything. You know web dev, you know data research, you know data analysis. You need to know every aspect of everything. You need to know AWS. You need to know how all these things work broadly in order to speak about it to AI. Once you can speak the subject into English, essentially, you can get AI to, piggyback off of that. But if you have no idea where to talk about it, that's going to be your biggest issue. On Linux, okay. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, if you're on your certs, let's go. Hey, here we go, Joel. Team Quant, we're out here, guys. All right, we're getting this script. But yeah, I will share some of these. I'll share this script. I can just post it right now in the. Okay, I'm gonna post this code in the Discord, so y'all can run it on your own too. Follow along. There's some good math in there. Clearly, you can run it and get. Hopefully, you guys can repeat it. Momentum 60 seconds is doing really well. So we kind of moved away from 30 seconds because I need a taker algorithm that can beat 9 basis points for round trip. Am I missing any APIs? No, there's no API here. Do you think developers are still skeptical about? Yes, they're very skeptical. And yeah, but honestly, I'm glad that the traditional developers don't want to use AI, and it's kind of hilarious how this is your chance. If you use AI and remove yourself and use AI to the fullest, you will get ahead while everyone is very skeptical about it. This is the greatest time to use AI. Entrepreneurially, I would say. Now for corporate, yeah, you're gonna have a little bit of trouble corporating the AI, but I missed it. What do you say about running on EC2? Yeah, exactly, HTimmy. I have my EC2 instance running here in Tokyo, the AP Northeast 1. I am using the cheapest EC2 instance, a T3A Nano, 1 penny per hour. We are going to be running a whole bunch of things once I figure out how to SSH into it on VS Code. So I had some issues yesterday. So if you're launching a new EC2 instance, immediately go to Cloud Shell and sudo update the new AWS, or depending on which version. I'm using the AWS version of Linux, and they ship it with like a 2013 version. So immediately go in there, update it, and then that kind of fixed my SSH issues, but I'm still having a little bit of configuration problems. But yeah, I will be learning this. I don't want to do it right now because it does expose like sensitive data, because I need to use AI to like do all this stuff. The win rate? No, we're testing not necessarily win rate. We're testing monoticity, Spearman. We're testing these different performance metrics when it comes to individual features to know that the math is performing the way we want to when it runs live. So I posted it in the Discord here. If you guys don't have the Discord, you can follow along and run the code that I'm using. Here's the link to this thing I just posted is my lab.py. This is my synthetic data benchmark, right? Bench, whatever you want to call it. It's using synthetic data to do research. And I'm using the newest version of Python, so this runs extremely well. It should be backwards compatible because we don't have any, we have 0 dependencies. So it should be pure Python. Cloud server? No, so that's the whole point, right? When you throw, so that's why I'm targeting Tokyo. And it's not expensive, it's 1 penny per hour. Okay, first off, it's 25 cents a day to have this server running in Tokyo for me. Hyperliquid and Asterdex, I'm pretty sure their servers are in Japan. We're gonna find out, right? So I'm gonna run latency tests, and this is actually gonna reduce my latency versus me running locally here. It's called a co-location strategy. People target Aurora, Illinois for futures for the CME in Chicago, and then people target New Jersey for New York Stock Exchange, NASDAQ, other brokerages. So those are the two main hotspots when it comes to co-location, when it comes to like traditional assets. But for crypto, you want to go into Tokyo, and that's kind of the main hub. So I'm still learning all this stuff about the EC2 instances. We're gonna see what's actually, I might have to upgrade the EC2 instance because this small, animosity. What's up, guys? I'm from Albania government. The government here just introduced a new AI minister. Oh, cool, dude. I need help with my bot. It's completely AI controlled with 2 AI systems. It monitors the markets. Yeah. I think I'm always saying like, hey, use AI, use AI. I don't see the guy's code, so I don't know if you're here. I'm not using any APIs right now. We're using synthetic. When did I start coding? I started coding in 2022, and soon after I started to learn to code, GPT 3.5 came out, and I kind of stopped learning to code traditionally and solely focused on using AI to code. So I've been vibe coding since day one. So I'm very proficient in these workflows, and I know how to get data from AI very easily. It's really freeing when you know that you can use AI to do anything. Literally, I could do any sort of coding language. We're using the newest version of Python, which it doesn't have knowledge of the newest version of Python, yet I'm proficiently getting good new Python code out from it. There's these certain workflows that you just need to figure out. All right, we're gonna run this again and see if we get any better data. Which brokers do you use for, yeah, so we're using Hyperliquid as they're gonna be our main target right now. So we're gonna launch a bunch of trading algorithms on Hyperliquid. Hyperliquid's gonna allow us to target rebate strategies, certain sophisticated market making strategies. It's gonna let us do so much when it comes to trading that in the traditional sense, I could not access. So yeah, Hyperliquid's gonna be our main one. We have EC2 instances ready to go in Tokyo. We're very close to launching live. So yeah, hyperliquid.xyz. I use IBKR and alpaca.finance for traditional. Yeah. All right, we'll see if we get the same results from. I honestly might just make the whole script about momentum. Now this workflow that I shared in how far have I progressed? Levi, I'm here, man. I'm progressing. Super close. I'm looking for a job everywhere, so any underrated website that you know of. Yeah, Janish, if you're having trouble, the real hack right now, guys, if you're really having trouble breaking into corporate and you're really rock bottom, if you're rock bottom, join the Air Force, join the National Guard, break into the tech field there. It's actually join the Reserves or National Guard, choose your job. and then get the security clearance, and then break into the cybersecurity, whatever you want. Particularly the tech field, that's the best. Or become an entrepreneur. Corporate is tough right now due to the fact that AI is so good. Honestly, you need to align yourself with AI when it comes to being able to do everything with AI. I wish I could. I'm F1. Oh, okay. Okay, so become an entrepreneur. Janish, what I'm doing right now, I know it's really hard to get in front of a camera and make yourself a personal brand, but that is going to be your number one asset, is to get online, show everyone that you're interested in that subject that you're interested in. Like, make a personal brand around the job that you want, and people will reach out to you. It's really freeing. Even though I'm just vibe coding here, I'm still doing a very, like, people can tell I have knowledge in my subject. Yeah, I don't know all the syntax, right? Like, okay, I don't know mathematics to the level that I'm producing it in, but I do know a broad way of guiding AI to what I want. So personal branding is going to be huge on the internet. Like, that's your number one asset. And that's going to open up doors that you've never even considered. Because right now you're hidden, Janish. You're hidden. No one knows about you. You need to put yourself out there. Yeah, I know. So if you want a good job, if you want to do something amazing, if you want good results, you have to do something that's very difficult. I'm not like, hey, what's up, Drago? Drago in the house. Yeah, happy weekend, man. Happy Halloween, right? It's Halloween? Halloween. It's Halloween, guys. Yeah, I know. Janish, getting on the cameras, but it's a skill that you learn. If you get in front of the camera every day, it'll just become natural to you. It's not gonna just happen, right? But trust me, people will reach out to you and you will be turning down offers because you're gonna have so much momentum on the internet. But it's the cheat code. Yeah, building your personal brand around vibe coding or whatever, AI coding, doing sophisticated things with AI will unlock so many doors. How long did it take you to become confident in vibe coding? Yeah, like I said, I've been doing it since 2022 and I never doubted it. Obviously, there was a lot of issues back then, but it was mostly working around the issues, like the hallucinations. It's come so far, guys, that GPT-5 is almost like the best tool right now. How long it took? Yeah, it took me since 2022, but you can spin up, now that GPT-5 is this good, you could spin up so quickly. AI coder as well, legit, go learn and code it yourself. Absolute letdown to us professional OG coders. It's okay, Encrypt, please don't use AI, scroll away. We don't want you here. We do want you here, but we just we use AI, dude. Okay. We're trying to get ahead, so that's how we do it. Where should I start when learning to do a trading bot? Yes, exactly. I know it sounds crazy, and people like the fact that you have to ask that question. To me, people aren't getting it. AI can teach you anything. It can make any code. It can do the most sophisticated mathematics. It is the ultimate learning tool and also the ultimate coding tool. It's the ultimate quant dev tool. It can do so many things. So you should immediately start talking to AI about, hey, what do I need to do to learn trading bots? Oh, I need to learn Python. Oh, I need to get this data. Okay. Yeah, Encrypt, and it's totally different workflow, but you shouldn't be trying to make me stop to use AI. Like, that's absolutely irrelevant. That's unacceptable, Encrypt. I will use AI. Yeah, Encrypt, I know you're stuck in an old way, and that's fine. But you coming in here telling me, hey, stop using AI and go back to learning it yourself is the worst advice you can give someone. What if you make a trading bot, but the market is going down? Yeah, that's why we make a futures trading bot. So my trading bot doesn't matter if it's going up or down. The math will just short or long. No, yeah, user, you're thinking about a spot trading bot. So a spot trading bot will actually be looking for the market to go down for an entry versus the futures trading algorithm, which I have here. So momentum is either up or down, so it doesn't really matter. What do you have to connect to an API? Yeah, with no dependencies, I connect to an API very easily. We can actually go look here. This script, capture. What are we using here? Yeah, these are the only things we're using here to connect via the API. It's basically a link. Pure, not even WebSocket. Struct math URL lib dot parse might be the one that we're using here. But yeah, this is the code that I use to connect to a bunch of different this is Binance. Yeah, this is my code to connect to Binance. How does bot make decisions? Yeah, no, we're not using reinforcement learning. We're using, at the most traditional sense, like just math, like mathematical equations that measure different things in the market, right? One might measure the momentum. One might measure how quickly it moved up. Like one might measure, there's different market pressures that we're measuring with different math. And those, I like to think of them as ingredients to a recipe. So the ingredients are the different mathematical equations, and then they're both targeting different things. There's a gating mechanism where each number needs to line up in order for the decision engine to make a trade. And basically you create this recipe from these different mathematical equations. And what we're doing is we're testing individual math right now. We're trying to create our ingredient list in order to move forward. Which platform is this? This is just my custom code. You can actually get the code right now. You can go to my Discord and get the code that I'm running right now, guys. You're building a reinforcement learning model where my agents gets in. Okay. No, I know you're saying it gets very, very nuanced and difficult. I don't know what Fibonacci, I know about Fibonacci. You want to do a Fibonacci retracement here? I sometimes use Fibonacci. Dude, I'm all about, trading. I've been trading since 2017. I don't find it super useful. We can do a long-term one, right? We're probably still in this Fib zone. All right, there you go. I used my Fibonacci tool, okay? That was super quick, right? Looks like 102, 800 is like our support. We're probably just gonna be in this range for a while, 1.618 to 2.1, yeah. Building a reinforcement learning model. Yeah, so if you're trying to do end-to-end reinforcement learning, like a full AI end-to-end trading bot, it's very difficult. It's worth doing, and we'll get into that one day. I've tried it. It's difficult to basically test it, and yeah, basically it's not the greatest thing you can do. Because with reinforcement learning, you're batching the data coming in. And yeah, so it's batching. You kind of want it streaming in and making decisions a lot so you can have a higher frequency decision rate. Yeah, if you're doing longer term strategies, you can probably deal with it. But for what I'm trying to do, that batching of the data into the GPU is an issue. So whenever I try and make a new AI, I try to reduce the batching and try to have it streaming in. And I use AI differently. What percentage do you sell a certain increase, or do you see all your position? Wait, what, user? Better use WebSocket fetch data as there's no delay. Yeah, Phillips, that's what we do, use WebSocket data. We use WebSocket data, but when you say WebSocket, that's a dependency in Python. So when you say that, usually I'm like, oh, I'm not using WebSocket as in the dependency. We're using no dependencies, pure Python to connect via the WebSocket. So yeah, that's how I get all my data, via the WebSocket. Okay. All right, I'll run it again. Oh, not rename. Cool. All right, we're running it. Quant fibs. Huh? Guys, we're crushing this right now. I really want to work the EC2 instance, but we're gonna dump out of that. I'm gonna get a little more knowledgeable on the full workflow, so that I can later tell everyone how to do it. We're doing the most budget quant dev stuff here, so the cheapest way to get into the industry. It's gonna be incredible. So far, it costs $20 a month. That's basically it. And then the EC2 instance will be, shoot, how much is that going to be? It's like 25 cents a day. 0.25 times 30. It'll be almost like $8 a month to run this algorithm. That's really good pricing. So that's super low. So ideally, my algorithm needs to make us, $50 a month for us to be in profit. That's great. Guys, that's very, very cheap. And I will share all this info. Obviously, I'm sharing it right now, but yeah. So free data from Binance Vision. Basically, all of my knowledge. Oh, wait, what's going on here? When certain conditions occur in our higher time frame and displacement occurs in a 15-minute time frame, I want to automate going down to the 1 to 2 minute time frame to wait for to enter from. Yeah, guys. All right. Oh, that ran already. Wow. That was super quick. Thanks for the follow, guys. MOBA. Nah, I don't use that. Yeah, what's the market up to today? Netflix up. That's all I really care. That thing's straight up, dude. That's crazy. All right. Nice. This is getting close. Your latest IRV, PI leading. Still lean negative, but EFC suggests this panel is a bit too correlated by. Okay. Cool. All right, we're just iterating through this math, guys. This is the Flinbo. What is the algo strategy you're developing? Ever use? Yeah, I've used Claude Code. Claude Code is not too helpful. Like, guys, I will put this. I will show you right now. I'm gonna say help make this better. We're gonna use 4.5. I'm gonna show you what I mean by it's not useful. Like this is the data. I gave him the data that we researched here, whole bunch of data. I gave it the code that made the data. I just said help make better. And we'll see what it does. It's probably gonna take 15 minutes for it to give me any sort of input. It's gonna do all these agentic workflows. It's gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna look here in this data. It's gonna look here in that data, and it's just gonna confuse itself. It's like too agentically driven. Claude and all these new systems are designed around these agentic workflows. Exactly. Now it's reading the code, right? Like at first, it doesn't put that in its context. it should just immediately go slam it into its context, but it doesn't. It picks and chooses, and like it makes a markdown file. Like, what is it doing? What are we doing here? So, okay. Okay, so kind of, yeah. So it's like, okay, I don't have enough information. Clearly, it needs to look at the JSON file and the Python file. So then it looks at the code. Okay. I'll carefully review upload skill about, oh, yeah, okay. So now, now it's looking at the skill that I made about Python 3.14t because it realized that it's using 3.14t. So it's pulling that skill, and then it's making some code, which and create an optimized version based on, all right, we'll see, we'll run it. I guarantee you this doesn't run first try. Try out making a directory can get very groundly with subagent. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I have skills in here. I have, because I work with Python 3.14t. I basically have a knowledge document here already. This is basically what a skill is. It's just a document to give it some info. I'm already doing that with GPT-5. So GPT-5 like doesn't understand the 3.4t stuff. I have a way to update it, but it's, yeah, I don't know. So far it's still working. It's slow. If I was reliant on Claude, it would take too long. It's super slow, not as good. And you'll see this report, this code. We'll see. I'm gonna see. Like, I like to test every AI out, but so far every test I've done, everything I've tried to make it better. I've tried using a skill. Not as good as just slamming GPT-5 into its context and getting what I want immediately. So. Well, we'll just see what happens. But yeah. What's up, Rot? What? Yeah, that's what I said. What's up, Rot? What's up, Rot? Rot, my dude. You showed up. You're always on TikTok, my man. What is going on over there? What is going on, dude? See what the Discord's saying. See, Levi, you're being useful. Joss trades. Okay, I'll have to set up an ID to. I've done that before. I'm not a coder. Your catch using ChatGPT? Yeah, the catch is you have to use AI to do this, guys. If you don't use AI, you will not be able to get ahead. Love Claude Code with hooks, subagents, and commands. Ever seen Jeffrey Huntley's Ralph prompting? Who's Jeffrey Huntley? I've seen very sophisticated Claude Code agentic workflows. I don't think it's useful. Yes, once the model behind it is really good, yeah, these workflows, honestly, if the AI gets even better, these agentic workflows might legitimately not be useful. So honestly, I see it as a way of, yes, it's like automation, but I like to be in the loop. Okay, look, we're making huge progress. See, GPT-5 gives me fire emoji. Big step. EFC is 9.92 is great, but your edges are still thin, negative, but okay. Cool. Cool. Yeah, hey, I work as a estimating engineer. What is the best way to get into quant? Um, yeah, if you're talking about the best way to get into quant as in corporate sense, like breaking in to like get like working at Jane Street, all that stuff, I am not an expert in that. I'm pretty sure you need to be, I'm pretty sure it's like almost, it's near impossible. You probably have a better chance of breaking into quant as a college student because then you can get your foot in the door. But as someone who's like a professional, you're gonna need to do something way beyond. You're gonna need to know someone basically. And there's a lot of different things, but yeah, the corporate. I'm not doing this for corporate guys. Like, you would never do the things I'm doing here in a corporate sense. Yeah. I feel like they hide the people that are really doing this and they lock them in a freaking cage that can't talk about the actual algorithms that they're running. A lot of quant work is data analysis, but it's not the trading algorithm work. The people who really work on these algorithms that actually run live are like literally the most top secret work. Those people are protected and they could never do what I'm doing here. So it would be probably illegal for them to do anything like that. I don't know how to break into the quant corporate sense. It's tough. It's tough. Just like any corporate job interview, it's a skill. You don't need to learn anything to do with your job. You literally need to learn the skill of the interview. Any corporate level thing you're thinking about is like, don't even worry about what I'm doing here. Focus on that interview, which is what gets you in the door. What's up, Kahui? MSC9612 asked me to, he was trying to tell me, he's trying to get my opinion on how to break into the quant space. And I assumed he was talking corporate sense, so, but yeah, Kahui, hi. We're doing quant entrepreneurial things. But what's up? We're yapping a lot, dude. We're yapping about a lot of things. Yeah, the market looks fine. What's going on? The news. German anti-Greta. Okay, okay, not much going on. Yeah, guys, we have some better. Oh, let's see if Claude is still working. I don't know if the guy who asked me to use Claude, this is way too slow. I don't need the README. I just needed you to make the code a little bit better, okay? I don't need all this stuff. See, it's doing too much. If you let AI, if I'm not in the loop, before it made the README, it should have asked me, hey, do you want the README? Give it proper instruction. I know. Well, I didn't know it was going to make the README. That's the issue. I don't use this enough to where it's like, oh, I didn't know not to ask for the README. I don't know. It should have just not done. Okay, now it's working. Why are you always building different trading algos? Why can't you just do one and update it? Why am I always doing research on different math? That's part of the workflow here. It's because I did why you see me working on a bunch of different math is because that math that I was testing didn't give me the results I needed. So that's why I continually work on different math. We're closer to what we need here. It's okay to use AI blindly. That will open up, you will become unblinded by using AI blindly. That's how you do it, right? Now I've learned that, well, I already knew that Claude really doesn't help me. But what is the goal? Ace, the goal is profitable trading algorithms. Just a steady pipeline of profitable trading algorithms targeting different markets, different movements, different everything, right? Just having a whole team of algorithms running. That's the goal. Do you have anything running? No, but I do have my EC2 instance in Tokyo. I got it last night. I have my instance ready for algorithms to be run. The Sharpe ratio is, we're not looking at Sharpe ratio right now. We're looking at we're looking at performance metrics for individual features. So IC Spearman, moneticity, things like that is what we're looking at. We're not necessarily looking at, hopefully that's what I wanted. Yeah, just crypto for sure. I couldn't do this with, well, actually I could. This is synthetic data, so technically this targets anything. This is a synthetic data research script. So this isn't crypto, this could be utilized for whatever asset you want to trade. Okay. Has this been profitable for you yet in testing? No, I haven't launched anything live, so we haven't made any profit from this. I'm taking things slow for a reason. I'm learning the research aspects to all this in depth before I launch something live. And that's kind of where people get it wrong, right? They just want to launch an algo live. And I could do that and get it profitable pretty quickly. But the whole point is to compare your research that you've done offline to the online so that you know that your research pipeline is really good. So that's what we're trying to perfect right now is the research pipeline. Yes, Flinbo, I only use 3.14T, no dependencies. I use pure Python, 0 dependencies. That's what I use. I find that using these dependencies was an old way of thinking when it comes to coding. It's very human for you to use dependencies. But now that code can be made on the fly, I can just make custom code highly tailored to what I need. So I don't use any dependencies now. And it's also, I used to use dependencies, but with this new free-threaded version of Python, none of the dependencies are unlocking the true potential of that. So I want to keep everything really optimized. What is my backtest risk-adjusted return net of slippage? Yeah, we haven't. This is just an individual feature engineering research script. This is not a full backtest. We're doing performance metrics per feature engineer in math. Why? It's more optimized. I can run a very sophisticated script really quickly. It only took 102 seconds here, and I got all the data I needed. With a normal Python script, it would have taken a lot longer. These are working. This is giving me great results, guys. I'm not sure if you can tell, but I'm actually making significant progress when it comes to researching these individual features. We're getting great moneticity. We're getting great, but not all of them are really good. Some of them are bad, and we'll have to drop them. Yeah, Flinbo, 3.42 is the best. Yeah. This is definitely not theater. This is what a quant would do. You research. Most of the quant space is research with data. You're researching how math behaves. Running it live is just one part of the whole pipeline. Majority of the pipeline is in the research space. This will tie into machine learning. I could have machine learning feature engineering math in here. It would be a little bit of different metrics that I need to look at. But yeah, there's a lot of machine learning that goes into trading algorithms sometimes. Depends on what you're researching. Yeah, if you want to see the script, I posted it in my Discord. So if you scroll up, this exact lab file is right here. So if you want to follow along, go ahead and grab the lab report. It's slightly changed a little bit, but I gave you a nice snapshot there. This will get you going. Yep, there it is. Link is right there. So yeah, I like to share the code with you guys. You can follow along. This is a synthetic data research script. So we're trying to just run some, at the end of the day, the math, you run some numbers through it, right? So synthetic data will work really well when it comes to debugging quickly. So I'm finding that this is a great addition. So I used to go directly to like WebSocket. I used to go directly to the backtesting stuff. There is a lot of value when it comes to the synthetic data workflow. So I'm trying to perfect this. So this is like day 3 of doing synthetic data stuff. We're all learning here, guys. So, but yeah, just like to share the knowledge, right? Synthetic data can help. I'm going to try and perfect the synthetic data, right? This might not be the best synthetic data, so we might need to make it better, but it might just be data that just goes straight up. I don't know what the chart would look like for this data. This is synthetic data. So we are generating it on the fly, running that data through the performance metric lab, and we're collecting the data. So this is all in one giant monolithic code file. And this is really only doable when you have this multi-threading capability. You can do it on normal Python. It'll be a lot slower. But yeah. Ooh, no. Is that a cat? Oh, it's a squirrel. How long to train your AI and how much data needed? Yeah, that's a big question when it comes, if this was AI, how long do I need to train it for, right? Obviously that's gonna be dependent on my hardware. I have a 5070 Ti, so I'd probably have to train something like very long in order to get something even significantly, if I was doing a traditional AI, right? But a lot of the math that I work with, a lot of the machine learning stuff is online learning. So when it comes to making adaptive, no, nothing's running live yet, but Andy, I do have my, I have my EC2 instance in Tokyo up and running now. So I'm learning the whole AWS colocation stuff. Oh, awesome. There you go, Flimbo, appreciate you joining. Yeah, that's where I'll hang out most of the time. Oh, there you go. Awesome. I see you, man. Yeah, dude. Yeah. I'm gonna do a bunch of educational content, guys. Do you build scalping algos before? Yeah, I've done a lot of short-term math. What project can I do if I want to be a quant dev? Yeah, honestly, hop in on this project. I shared the code in my Discord. I can get you the link here. That's a nice project to work off of. Heimdall ML. Regi Media. What does it do? Heimdall ML. Oh, Mimedall. Oops. Sorry, Heimdall. Heimdallapp.org. What? There's a DARPA project called Heimdall. Could be huge for me. What could be huge? Just, hey, what's up, Abstract? What's good, man? What's going on, dude? Welcome to the live. We're crushing it, man. We got more people coming into the Discord. People excited to learn. How do you know what data labels to use for this project? Data labels? like what performance metrics to look for. There are known performance metrics like monoticity, icy spearmint. There's a whole list. I actually have there's like a lot, and it actually depends on which category you're targeting. It just depends on what you're targeting. At the end of the day, you more than likely can say, hey, AI, what are the performance metrics that you would want to see from this data? And it'll give it to you. Oh, awesome, dude. You're building some drivers and open core. There you go. So you're getting into it. Yeah, Ace, at the end of the day, learn how to use AI in order to figure out, you don't need to think about it. You just need to be like, hey, I need to measure performance metrics on math. What is the best way to do that? That's what you need to be thinking about. How to structure your question. Just like you asked me here, I knew how to structure it in a way that would get AI to give me the answers. So that's the goal. I think we've run out of... All right, we'll run this one more time. I'm going to reset GPT-5 because it started giving me NumPy. Yeah, most of my prompting is with GPT-5. Sometimes I'll get Grok in there for a lower level intelligence. You can use expert mode to get a good... Grok is good too. Sometimes I'll use Gemini as well. I'm really excited for Gemini 3 to come out. Unfortunately, it hasn't come out. But yeah, every time a new AI comes out, guys, we try it. Claude's really... We're going to try... Okay, well, where is the... Compare versions? All right, we'll try the new lab. I don't know what... Just joined. What's the goal of your project? To make profitable trading algorithms. That is the end goal, is to have a bunch of different profitable trading algorithms running, making me money, working 24/7. All right, let's see how good the Claude code is, guys. The Claude code's code. It kind of didn't give me what I wanted, but yeah. I think it just went for speed. It wasn't really trying to adjust anything because I didn't really see any issues with the data. Unless it already ran. Technically, it could have run... Actually, no, it couldn't have because it doesn't have 3.14T. What did I study? What's my ID? VS Code preview is the one I'm using. What do I study? I study how to use AI to code and do quant dev stuff. And I use AI to study. Everything I do is with AI, guys. Everything AI. All right, we are going to just get AI to review it. But yeah, guys, we're crushing it. We've been live for almost 2 hours. We got 3 roses. Have you ever been to... Yeah, Rod, I lived in Germany for 3 years. I've been all over Europe. I've traveled all over Europe. Yeah. My full-time job is biomedical equipment technician in the Air Force. I'm getting out, going to do this full-time. So do you understand what the AI is outputting? In a broad sense, yes, and this is exactly what I want to see, this is what I want to see it output, right? My unified report, all this data here. I worked with AI to perfect the synthetic data performance metrics benchmark stuff. No, I know broadly what we're doing here. Now, I couldn't really, be like, what? Okay, and I know negative is not good. I know that we're looking, where else are we looking for? So we just made this. What was this one? This was Claude code. So There you go, Claude. You can have your data. We did it. Yeah, I went to University of Iowa. Did you score this synthetic data? I haven't really benchmarked the synthetic data itself. It's definitely working. Like, we're getting the data we need from the synthetic data. Now, I don't know the nuances when it comes to what's the best type of synthetic data. That I will dive deep. Where did I get the synthetic data? It's in the code. So if you go to my Discord, hey, smile. Yeah, if you go to the Discord and scroll up, you can literally get the code. So the lab.py is right here. You just scroll up. Look, you did, no, I didn't do CS. No. CS is not Gemini. What happened? What did you do? Event recap. What's up, Kicked Off Crew? With simulated news? Yeah, I mean, you can do that. You can do like sentiment analysis, all that stuff. That's not really what we're targeting right now. Yes, we will. I don't know if the synthetic data is like spiking. Yes, alone with AI, locked in a room, me just running code, thousands of pieces of code. I'm not gonna lie, since 2022, I've run thousands of different pieces of software successfully, right? This is a completely different realm. When you start using AI to code, you start actually making progress on things. You don't need to be very slow and like think about it. Like, I'm running code every other day successfully, getting the data, iterating, doing it better. And at the end of the day, I'm learning how to get it from AI. Who can follow me to help me? You can follow me to help you. How many algos do you have going so far? Nothing's running live right now. I have my EC2 instance in AWS Tokyo right now. I'm going to run something live very soon, guys. Vibe coder. I actually, CRIS, this is manual vibe coding. Vibe coding, I would assume, is very agentically okay. So Claude is like trying to optimize, and I don't want that, so I'm out. We're out. He got obsessed with making it quicker and not changing if the math was more accurate. So we're deleting Claude's code. Deleting. Tokyo EC2, why not East Coast? Yes, so I'm targeting Hyperliquid. That's my brokerage, and their servers are in Tokyo. So that's where I'm gonna get the reduced latency. I'm also gonna target, what's it called? Asterdex, and I feel like Asterdex is basically Binance. So I'm pretty sure Japan is that reason. Yes, Claude goes on, abstract. That's why I tell everyone, don't use Claude. It went and did too much. It got, it was like doing all sorts of things I didn't want. Yeah, I have to like think more about how to prompt Claude. But before, you didn't have to do that because it was just the raw model, and all these things, they built in this agentic workflow in this platform, and I don't like that. I just want to talk directly to the model. Yes, I've learned it all from AI. Yes. Doesn't look like your GitHub has been updated. Yes. Yes, Flinbo, I will launch more code, but like I said, this 3.14T caused me to fully refactor and learn something completely new. It's like almost starting from scratch. I had to drop all the other code and say, hey, we're focusing only on the free threaded version of Python. I've ran through NumPy, ran through Pandas, I ran through all this stuff, and I've come to the conclusion that, hey, the node dependency 3.14T is the way to go. So pushing that. What's my Discord server? I got you guys. You start talking to AI, Alician. That is your, wait, was this 2? Yeah, that's not it. All right, we're gonna run lab. so that we can give. How was programming before AI? It wasn't. I don't know. I don't know what it was like before AI. I tried learning it briefly, like traditionally. That wasn't the move. If I could choose to, if I can choose to work 100 times faster, code with English, push more successful code, get better data, do more sophisticated things, I'm going to choose that way over go back and learn the basics. I cannot work as quick as AI can do it. I don't know, man. NumPy and pandas are very, very good. Yes, but pandas is still single-threaded. I can't utilize pandas for these optimized workflows. And when it comes to quant dev workflow, I need to perform math at a crazy level very quickly in order to iterate quickly. I'm not waiting around 20 minutes for my little script to run just to give me bad data. If I could run that quicker, it doesn't matter if I'm using pandas or not. Python has the ability to do everything that Panda does. The Python node dependencies has the ability to do what NumPy does too. It's basically all built from that. Use C for math. We're just using node dependency. I will move to Rust eventually. So I am a Rust and Python 3.14T type of guy here. Wait, what, Flimbo? Yeah, Creature, the AI knows about the math. All right, there's a report here. Yeah, the quant math is not easy, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't understand all the math that I run here. But there are ways to quantify that the math is accurate. So that's kind of what we're doing. We have equations in each one of these rows here. Each one of these is a mathematical equation. And each performance metric is a way to quantify if that math is behaving properly. And I guess I can make a test script here that would ensure everything is accurate. So there are ways to continually double check that the math is what it's supposed to be. All right, guys, we got really good top performer here. I will share it for you guys. All right, so this is the whole thing, right, guys? AI has confirmed that yes, this top one right here is performing extremely well. I'm going to draft a little script here to explain why. I also want to know why. Why was that math really good? Oh, no. So, yeah, so now that we've got good results and GPT-5 is like, hey, this is good, now I'm going to go dive deeper into why. So why is triangle RV 60 to 300? So 60 to 300 revolves around the horizon that it's holding. So 60 seconds to 300 seconds. So this is realized volatility. So how much price wiggles over a window. RV over the last 60 seconds minus RV over the last 300 seconds. So it's a short-term heat minus long-term heat gauge. Think of it like road noise. The past minute tells you how loud things just got. The past 5 minutes tells you the background hum. Yeah, I have a Discord, guys. Yeah, I share a lot of stuff, guys. You could start using the code right here. The Discord is right here. And I posted the lab. I posted basically the code I'm using right now in there, so you can figure it out. So think of it like a road noise. The past 5 minutes tells you the background hum. RV asked, is the car getting noisier right now than it's been? Okay, interesting. So why can that predict returns at all? Fresh attention, short-term volatility lifts above the recent baseline. The tape often reflects new information or imbalanced flows. Those bursts can carry thorough, briefly nudging price in the same direction next. Okay. Yeah, guys, I post a lot of code in the Discord. The Discord is where I focus on helping everyone in the Discord. I do things live to show you guys like more visual. I will be making more content. But cool, guys. This is, I guess we'll keep reading this. Participation effects. More wobble pulls in liquidity takers and widens spreads a touch. Those microstructures shift can extend moves for short horizon. I need to put my teeth in, guys. All right, now my teeth are in. I'm probably going to sound different. Regime sniffing, a simple heat up versus calm down signal, helps tell which features matter right now. Volume regime. In your sim, this is one fired in the right places. Cool. All right, so the edge was net bips, was 13.3 bips after paying taker cost, which was 9 bips. So it was pretty large movements there. After paying taker costs and a teeny slip estimate, it's made money in the toy world you simulated. Okay, that's cool. Consistency, IC and ICIR. Average rank correlation to next minute returns is small but positive, not a standalone sledgehammer, but reliable enough to mix with other signals. Okay, so that's what we're trying to do. We need this to be another part of the ingredient list. Information, 0.31 bits, it carries real signal. Isn't just noise. Diversification, it plays well with others, adds independent degrees of freedom. Okay. So this is what it would look like if I was trying to research why this did well. Yeah, you just kind of break it down. You break them, like, this is breaking the math down into something I can understand. And so this is just going to move on to, they believe that God is not incarnate and down in there. Okay. Yeah, man, AI is crazy, dude. The intuition in one breath. When the last minute is jumper than the last 5 minutes, the market is reacting to something new. That short-term energy tends to spill into the next moments. So ranking assets by that heat up can significantly tilt us towards the one most likely to keep moving. Okay. I don't know if this has to do with like hawks. Oh, let me see. Let's see if this is similar to what the hawks intensity. Yeah, Vox. That a lot of people believe a whole lot of things, my man. Related vibe, different animal. Okay, so both pick up bursty, self-exciting market behavior. So that's where I was kind of linking in my head. I was like, this sounds like a bursty, self-exciting market behavior. A little different though. So each one's probably, it's like there's so many different ways to target these market pressures. Hey Yoni, right now we're just reading about one of my successful simulated feature engineering script things. We found out that RV 60 to 300 did well in my backtest or sim data backtest. And we're just kind of diving deep into why it was good so that we can iterate and make it better. I don't know. I do know, but yeah, that's kind of what we're doing. We're just researching different math. So both pick up bursty, self-exciting market behavior when activity spikes. More activity and volatility tends to follow, at least briefly. Yeah, so that's the decay, they're talking about alpha decay. In your sim, you even have self-excite turned on. That makes short-term volatility pop. So RV60 often lights up right after a burst, much like a Hawk's intensity would. How they're different. Hawks is a generative point process model of event arrivals, trades, quotes, jumps. It tracks intensity that rises after each event and then decays, the kernel. You get parameters like branching ratio, how self-exciting the process is, cross-exciting. Okay, this seems like too much for Hawks. RV is a descriptive statistic of price variability, short window, realized vol minus long window vol. It doesn't model the event mechanism, direction, or causality. Just says the tape got hotter now than it was. Interesting. It's a little more, it's less complicated. Hawks can tell you why intensity is high and how long it should persist. RV tells you only that it's high and by how, oh, okay. So that could be a good gating mechanism. All these math need to tie in together, right? So this is such a niche piece of math. It's like, hey, this is bursty right now. It's telling you almost like a market regime. Is this more market? Let's see. But this is how I learn, guys. Like, I'm just asking questions. Obviously, we run the most sophisticated code to get the data. If data pops out as an outlier, that's cool, and that's what we're looking for. Yeah, RV600 is best used as a regime filter. Okay, so it's more of a regime filter, a fast heat check, not a standalone alpha hammer. Okay, why it behaves like a regime filter, state detector. Okay, I knew to ask, is this more like a regime filter? Clearly, it's like, yes. So I am learning here, guys. I am figuring out all this stuff. So this is more of a regime filter that would tell us, hey, the market's bursty right now. Utilize this other math that's really good at trading this bursty style thing. So very cool. All right. Caveats, false positive. Okay, spoofy behavior. Okay, yeah. Obviously, there's always caveats when it comes to these type of math. You will always have spoofy behavior. There's always a way to make it better, more adaptive, more reliable. Okay, it tells you when and how to lean with the rest of your signals. Okay. All right, cool. So now that I think we're getting pretty good, decent data, clearly we're scattered right now. So we need to niche this down more. So for example, I need to just focus on one market pressure and test a whole bunch of different versions of one market pressure. So right now so the category is volatility, liquidity, toxicity, price, liquidity. So my categories are all over. I need to make a code file for each category and have just iterate on the math for each category. So that is what we need to do next. Yeah, guys. So I'm actually gonna sign off. Thanks for the follows, guys. I'm gonna probably come back later. I'll be on the Discord. I hope you guys find that the lab code file is good. I'll update the GitHub one day, guys. One day. But yeah, guys, it's been fun. I'm gonna sign off, grab some food, and continue working this. Maybe I'll come on later. Maybe I won't. I don't know how I feel. But yeah, guys, appreciate y'all hanging out. And let's sign off on TikTok. I'll see you guys. Peace.